Hi, my name is Savannah. I did my project on the Great Wall of Zimbabwe. I have never heard of this before. I thought it was really fun to learn about. Really enjoyed writing the paper. Unfortunately, I didn't get to write as much because it's only one page, but I'm excited to talk more about it. So the Great Wall of Zimbabwe was an ancient South African city. It was created. It's not even a wall. It's a circle. It's about 30 meters tall, 250 meters long in circumference, and it was like a grazing hill for cattle, and the king and his family lived there. There was a village valley where the just commoners lived, and then another wall cove in itself that housed like the king's relatives. So it was a very interesting system. There was about 18,000 people in the city, and researchers don't really know why they didn't pick a different location because it wasn't great soil. They ended up like having to leave. Their city wasn't able to sustain itself due to, sanitary issues. We also had overpopulation and just lack of food from the soil issues. So they branched off and formed two different tribes. I believe they were called, let's see, I had it right here. The Torwa and Mutapa tribes. They didn't form it, but they joined them and created more. And so then they started talking, okay, who built this? Who built this ancient wall? It was built about 300 years before the Egyptian pyramids. And people were like, okay, who built it? They don't really resemble the pyramids, though. There is talk later on about how this was actually created. Then you have early British colonization into the South African and just African culture. And they come up with the biblical response of how it was built of the Queen of Sheba. They said that it was God, made by God, which we know that is not how that could physically have been created. And then they also said, what was the other one? The ancient Greeks, which I found in all of my research, I found nothing of the ancient Greeks and artifacts. Now, the city of Zimbabwe itself was a huge trading hub. Like you had, and this is where the ancient Egyptians and Arabians come in, that people say that Egyptians and Arabians built it. There are artifacts found, like coins, ancient pots, that have been found there that people, Bent, I reference in my paper, said that, the Egyptians created this wall. He found that the soapstone birds, which is a huge piece of the puzzle in my opinion, the soapstone birds that were sitting atop were of ancient god descendants, of Venus, the mother of creation. Now, I could see that reference. Birds have a lot of different meanings in different cultures. I can reference that. I mean, birds mean something in Greek as well. But in the TED Talk video I reference in my sightings, there is, the woman in the video says that these birds, the soapstone birds, represent the kings of the time. They're all different. They represent the leaders of that tribe in the 14th and 15th centuries and the building of this wall. And to prove this point even further, that a South African tribe created this wall and it wasn't Egyptians or Arabians, Greeks, gods, British colonists, the flag for Zimbabwe today has the soapstone bird on it. I unfortunately didn't have color, but this is it. And this is also, I wanted to show, it's not really a wall, but this is representation. So this is what it looks like now. This is kind of it in itself. It seems small. There are pictures online, people standing next to it just like looking this big. But I personally believe that this was created by the South African ancient tribe. I just can't find, it doesn't make any more sense to me that this wasn't created by them. I mean, their artifacts in itself, the reason why there is so much debate on this issue, because it's like, who else would it be other than like maybe, okay, you have all these ancient artifacts from different cultures. It says in my TED Talk video, she talks about it, that they're a huge trading hub back in the day. And so they're going to have artifacts from everywhere. That doesn't mean anything. Yeah, they could pick up cultural references from other places and add it onto the wall, but that doesn't mean that the Egyptians made it just because they're referencing a bird, maybe. I don't believe that. There was another one. The reason there is speculation about who built it is because treasure seekers took everything from there, and people trying to disprove that ancient Africans built it have ruined everything. And there was a researcher, his name was, Oh, shoot. Where did he go? David Randall McIver presented clear evidence in the Great Wall of Zimbabwe was created by indigenous peoples. He found one piece of information in the 20th century, and it proves it. And it was from the village below, but people still speculate about it. I just find it very interesting. And honestly, I had a really fun time researching this, but my personal belief is that the ancient Africans built it. I mean, there's no other explanation in my opinion.